I was choking up when I saw that scene with Favreau and Nina, especially when we had the callback to Season 1, when Batgirl, gave up her life, basically. That was, oh my god, when he said, "I love you," we know for a fact that wasn't just practice. Wow. That was just sad as fuck, dude. That was legit sad. Like, oh my god, Shingeki no Bahamut coming back with some massive feels with the first episode after a 2-week break. So, yeah, I figured we were only going to have, like, a week break for the series, like, 2 weeks ago or whatever. We were going to have, like, 1 episode off, but then we had 2 episodes off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, 2 weeks were gone, and I'm like, what the hell? I thought last week when Friday came around, I was going to have an episode. I didn't. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, I know it's been a week. I know we had our break. A lot of series are taking their breaks and stuff, which I understand. But then the next week came around, I'm like, it's just Anime Strike fucking up? Like, is this Anime Strike? That's what I thought it really was. I figured it was Anime Strike fucking up or something, and that is why Shingeki no Bahamut was delayed. I was like, okay, check back Monday. Didn't find out. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll wait till next week, and here I am. So, I'm glad to have the series finally back. I'm really happy to see Shingeki no Bahamut Virgin Soul finally airing once again, and oh my god, this episode was a good episode. It was a wonderful episode for characterization and development for some of our characters. I mean, once again, like I said, that callback to Season 1 of Shingeki, when you saw Batgirl and then just Favreau and all that, and he's like, "I love you," that was, oh my god, that scene won this episode for me. But there was some good scenes of this episode. Number 1, let's talk about Azazel. Azazel has been a big character in Season 2. He has showcased that he's very vital to the plot, but also he has been going through his own development. In Season 1, he was very different from what he is right now, and we could see he has went through a big shift in character. As we know, when he was the Rag Demon, he was fueled by vengeance. He wanted to get vengeance for everybody that's been getting killed, all his demon brethren. He wanted to avenge them. And in this case, we see that all of his actions, what he was doing in the first half of Season 2 of Shingeki no Bahamut, he realized how he fucked up and also how powerless he was. And he was reflecting on the mistakes he made. And it was a very sad moment, but at the same time it needed to happen for him to develop as a character. This is something I've been waiting to see, because he's always been very aggressive, he's wanted to be a loner, and he always wants to, do his own thing and not have any help at all. And it seems like he's finally starting to realize the problems with his actions, what he's been doing wrong, and he's starting to develop to the point to where he's actually going to be with our main group and try to help them out to stop the king. I mean, when you see in this episode, when he's just thinking about the scenes of what happened a couple episodes back when everybody that was trying to help him out died for him, he was remembering everybody's deaths, and it was really sad just to see how he was looking around. You could just see how his face, how sad he was. You could just feel the emotions coming off the character, which is very fascinating, by the way, because not many anime can really do that, especially when you see it just as either a still frame, or even when the character's just looking off at the sunset or whatever. You don't really always see that type of emotion, and I have to say Studio Mappa did a very good job with showcasing what Azazel was thinking without words at all. I mean, just the way the scene was just depicted just shows he was really upset. And I mean, especially when Nina transformed into her dragon form, that really emphasized how much Azazel, how much he reflects on what he did. I mean, when he looks at Nina and all that, and you just see how this man that's been a cold-hearted fucking badass throughout Season 1 and even Season 2, when you see this man look at Nina, and you just see his face just so sad, you just see the misery on his face, the depression, and he looks at Nina, you just see him starting to have tears and all that. He realized that if he would have just waited, if he wouldn't have kept moving, going, if he would have waited, everyone that died could probably still be around. But he didn't listen, he didn't wait, and he continued to push forward, which in turn costed a lot of people's lives. And when he saw Nina being able to transform into the dragon, obviously, he realized, like, fuck, if I would have waited, she would have been able to help me. And that's just the sad moment about this, and he realized that he fucked up big time. when he sits there and talks to Muguro, and he just looks at him, he's like, you don't need to say sorry, you got nothing to apologize for. That was a sweet moment. I like to see these two characters. I like seeing them together, and seeing how Muguro and Azazel, they have kind of, you know, gotten back together as just friends. Now they're bros again. That truly makes me happy, because I've always liked how these two characters were traveling together in the first half of Season 2, and seeing how Azazel, how different he was at the beginning of Season 2, I liked how Muguro had a big effect on him as a person. And seeing that Azazel, once again, is being very nice to Muguro, it just shows that he is learning from his mistakes, and also he still cares a lot about Muguro. He doesn't want him to die, as you can see. He doesn't want the man to come to any harm, and he just doesn't know what to really do. So, just wonderful episode with that character development. Next thing to talk about, let's talk about Kaiser. So, Kaiser, he confronts his soldiers, his two men that are in command at this moment. He confronts them, and I've been waiting to see this development for a little bit now, because for the most part, when it comes to Shingeki no Bahamut Virgin Soul, Kaiser's knights and all that, they've kind of been shafted for the most part. I mean, we see scenes here and there, but overall, they've been shafted. They haven't really had a lot of focus or development in general, and we're finally starting to get that thanks to this episode. There was some good characterization. There was a lot of scenes focused to them, showcasing how upset they are, what's going on around them, and how the, you know, everything that's been happening, for instance, what Kaiser has done, for instance, is affecting them, and Kaiser, he sneaks in to try to ask for their help, and when you see he's like, please help me and all that, I take responsibility, but I really need your help, it's just a nice moment between, you know, these three, and how it shows that Kaiser is just a goodwill person, and not many really can, you know, deny him when he's just asking for a favor. So that's being set up there for the ball that's going to be happening, and then we also have the Onyx Knights. They're planning stuff on the side, which is, you know, been going on since last episode. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to the latest episode of Shingeki no Bahamut. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.